All right, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is standing by, taking your calls at 608-270-9933. She is live in Middleton. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Nice to see some color behind you.
Indeed.
Let's go to the phones. We will start with Carrie in Baraboo. Hi, Carrie. What's your question?
Hi. Hey, I have a question about an Easter lily. So I took an Easter lily home from my mom's nursing home room, left it outside all summer. It grew. It was kind of scraggly looking. I took it in the basement for the winter, and now it's greening up again, but again, it's kind of scraggly. What am I doing wrong, or what do I do with this thing?
Well, honestly, you could just plant the Easter lily right into the ground. They're a perennial here, and my grandmother used to do that every year. So you've had it in the basement, it's kind of dormant, and now that it's greening up, what I would do is bring it upstairs and put it in the highest light spot that you have. It doesn't need to be a warm spot. And as the soil gets dry, maybe the top inch or two, you're going to want to water it sparingly. As soon as the ground has thawed and you can dig, go ahead and plant it in your yard in a sunny spot, and then you won't have to worry about bringing it in or out anymore, and it'll look much less scraggly.
I planted mine, too, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah, it works out.
Good, good. All right, and we have Pat from Beaver Dam. Hi, Pat. What's your question?
Hi, I dug up my mandevilla from, outside this summer, and it's growing so much. I mean, it's just winding and all around and around. Should I just cut that back?
You can cut it back a little bit if you want to, Pat. Just take it back to above a bud or above a leaf, like a leaf axil, and you can keep it under control a little bit. Sometimes if they're not getting enough light, they do get a little bit stretched out. So you might want to put it in a place where maybe it's a little bit brighter light, and then put it back outside in the spring. I would say late May, early June, once the night temps are above, say, 50 degrees.
All right, good enough. Let's go to Casey in Sauk City. Hi, Casey. What's your question?
Hi, I have a few orchids that I've had for a couple years. I take them outside during the summer so that they can get the heat and humidity, and I bring them in the fall, and I have a mealybug problem.
So my runner, Scott, just brought me, like by magic. So this is a spray-on insecticide that will work for mealybugs that you can have inside. So make sure that when you spray it that you really drench both the tops of the leaves and the undersides. You might have to give it a couple of applications. It's good to do it like in the sink, so as it drips, it doesn't make a mess, and then once it dries off, move it back into its spot, and then, like I said, there'll be instructions on the back about how often to apply, and you might have to do 2 or 3 applications to get rid of it.
What's it called again?
This is Rose and Flower Care.
There you go.
Okay, simple enough. All right, we have John from Edgerton. Hello, John. What's your question?
Hi, my question is, I have a cigar plant that's about 15 years old, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, but now it's looking pretty ragged. I soak water it once a month. And should I?
Well, how
should
long
I
has it been in its current? How long has it been in its current pot? How long has it been?
5 years. 5 years.
Okay,
maybe?
so it probably needs some repotting, maybe uppotting, or some refreshing of the soil. Unfortunately, now is not the best time to do that. Wait until the end of February or early March, and then you can repot it. You get a pot a little bit bigger than the one it's in, refresh the soil. In the meantime, the soil might be pretty depleted and it might be a little root bound, so when you water it, put it in the sink with a stopper, and then as you water it, let it sit in there for maybe a half an hour so that the soil is able to soak up the water.
I have been doing that.
Because a lot of times it'll just run right out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sit tight on it for, I would
can
say, another 6 or 8 weeks.
Okay.
You think I can do this? I mean, I can repot this, right?
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, and we have Kathy from Jefferson. Hi, Kathy. What is your question?
Hi. I'm wondering when it's a good time to, prune my trees or trim them, my bushes and trees.
So if you're talking about evergreen trees, you want to wait until maybe end of June or early July. If you're talking about flowering trees, or flowering shrubs, the best thing to do is to think about when it flowers. If it flowers before the end of June, wait until after it's done flowering. So we're talking about crab apples, lilacs, azaleas. If it flowers after or around July 1, so spirea, potentilla, roses, you can prune those at any time during the dormant season, or you can wait until they start to bud up and green up a little bit, and then you can just shear them back and shape them up a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Let's go to Rick in Westfield. Hi, Rick.
Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon. What's your question?
I have some flowering crabs, and I was told that I have to, or I should prune those in late winter, early spring, and I was just double checking on that.
You can prune them if you have like crossing branches or disease or broken branches. It won't hurt them. It's just that any pruning that you do is going to remove the flower buds. So if you wait until after they're done flowering, you can enjoy the flowers, and then it's perfectly safe to prune them then. So we're talking about late May or early June, but if you need to prune them now, they're a hazard, or it's hitting your car as you drive in and out of your driveway, go ahead and prune it now. It won't hurt it.
You're holding a spider plant. One of the callers was going to ask you that it had a scraggly plant. What do you do?
Oh,
All right, well, thank you very much.
scraggly?
All right.
You're welcome. If your spider plant is scraggly, it needs more light.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Put it in, move it
Okay.
to a higher light location.
You got one too?
I have one
Okay.
too, and I'm trying to talk to it. It's not working.
All right, Lisa, thank you.
Brighter window.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again soon.